Hello, Laura Schwam here, and I am here with my Psychic Soul Healing Oracle deck, and I have a bunch of other decks on the table, as you can see. If you guys are new to my channel, just want you guys to know that the only difference between my readings and other people's readings is I tend to start with the shadows and the blocks of the relationship, the person, whoever is getting the reading. And the reason why is because that is going to determine a lot of times how we should best handle the situation to get the best outcome for our situation. There's more of a healing style reading. And healing, when we're healing the effects of psychological trauma, we're healing the psychological and the emotional aspects of ourselves, which are spiritual. And these spiritual blocks are held within our subconscious mind, and they come out in our behaviorisms, in our habits. So what you'll see is people that have a hard time in their relationships, they have a lot of spiritual blocks, a lot of spiritual triggers. We know about spiritual blocks and triggers a lot of times from soulmate type of relationships, like soulmate twin flame relationships. So I do a lot of those type readings on this channel, but I also, again, do a lot of just shadow healing because, like I said, when you have a spiritual block in one area, you usually have it in multiple areas. Like, for instance, people that have a hard time in their relationships, it's not uncommon for them to have a hard time in all their relationships, not just their very intimate ones. So it's, again, integrating the spiritual lesson allows us to heal. And healing means we get to see ourselves differently. We get to see a different outcome of our situation ourselves, like I said, which allows us to feel more whole and create better lives for ourselves. Now, this is going to be a general reading for whoever lands on it. And if you happen to find this is a timeless reading, and know that you were meant to hear this message, because that's how psychic energy works. You're a magnet of who and what is supposed to come into your life for your evolution. And evolution doesn't all the time mean happy and exciting. Sometimes it's sad. Sometimes it creates anger. It's, again, the emotional energy. The emotional energy is actually the gateway. Our emotions are the gateway to spiritual healing. Again, without them, we wouldn't know whether we were blocked or where we had a wound. Now, I'm going to pull 3 cards out, and I don't know, again, who this reading is for. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Know that energy is fluid, so roles may be reversed. Again, interpret the message how it resonates best for you. Fanatical. So fanatical is someone that's really excited and maybe over the top. Maybe, again, someone that pushes their feelings and their beliefs on to other people. I always feel like sometimes fanatical can come across as someone that really wants to convince you of something. That's the energy that I feel right away. And then we got permissive, which isn't this opposite energy. We have fanatical, which is almost like intrusive energy. It's something that, again, someone's really excited, is over the top. And permissive is, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I can take it, I can leave it. Like, when I get to it, I'll get to it. So this is very paradox energy right here. So this could be definitely talking about a relationship. A lot of times we see this type of energy within our soulmate relationships. Someone that's really gung-ho, and then another person that's like, again, I could take it, I could take it. You know, if it happens, it happens. And when it doesn't, if it doesn't, I'm okay with it, you know, just very passive, which could be very frustrating, because people that tend to be fanatical are very passionate, and they give a lot, and they're excited. And again, they tend to be more emotional people. So more emotional people need to pick up on cues, um, again, on how the other person is feeling through their emotions. So if a person is passive or permissive, then there's a sense of, not really quite sure on how you feel. I'm reading your energy and I can't read your energy. So I kind of feel that. And I also feel like permissive energy sometimes is again just the way a person wants to come across, not necessarily that they're permissive, or the way that they handle the situation might be permissive because they're more of a mental person. They tend to think more logically. So it's again not uncommon for soulmate twin flames to have two opposite energies, meaning two totally different approaches to how they deal with relationships. Thing is, a lot of times, soulmate twin flames have the same wounds. They just don't deal with those wounds the same way. They get channeled out. And ironically, the permissive person probably grew up with someone that was fanatical, and the fanatical person probably grew up with someone that was permissive. And there probably needs to be a lot of family healing in the dynamic. Like it wouldn't be uncommon to say, I'm with somebody that acts the same exact way that my dad did. Again, very non-emotional, very logical, very like, well, I'm not going to get too excited about anything because we're just going to, take it one day at a time, and we're going to take it very strategically and very, again, very mentally, where the other person's like, what are you talking about? I need to see that you really feel about me. Like it's again, like you making maybe a big deal over things like you didn't call me, or you don't show me that you care, or you're not giving me the emotional attention that I need. So it's again, a lot of times we get paired up with somebody that's a soulmate twin flame because we need healing. And the healing occurred a lot of times from the families that we grew up in. And it didn't mean that our parents and our families didn't love us. We just didn't understand their perception. We didn't understand why they handled things a certain way. And we tended to take those situations personally, like maybe because your dad wasn't emotional, you said, well, he wasn't emotional and I needed that. And maybe he just didn't want to do that for me. And maybe he felt uncomfortable doing it for me. And I just see it that, but maybe he felt uncomfortable doing it for everyone. And that just was not his language, emotional language. Or maybe you grew up with a very emotional mother that you're like, oh my God, she's a fanatic over everything and she makes a big deal over everything. And now I'm with somebody that's like a drama queen, or someone that's again like is toxic and just brings out the same type of energy. And that's, the universe's way of bringing you someone that's going to draw out the healing that you need. So it's again, this is why a lot of times we get opposite energies. And the opposite energies is again, we're talking about a soulmate. Or if we were talking about like a job, it would be maybe someone's asking me to be more enthusiastic and be more interactive, and I'm just permissive, like I don't really care. I'm gonna take it at my own pace. So a lot of times we're being asked to balance out the energy. It's not all or nothing. I'm just going to pull one more to see the energy, like any other energy, because I feel like this is two different people. So I want to see almost like what the energy is together. And this is determination. So again, this would tell me that this is a soulmate twin flame relationship where there's a lot of love, there's a lot of passion, and there's a lot of two people that wish that it will work out, but two people handle it the same, completely different, and probably have the same exact wounds. It's just the way that they handle it is again different. And so the way that they're handling it too is going to trigger the other person. So that if you can deal with being with someone that's going to trigger you all the time, that you have to definitely be determined to to stay in this type of relationship, because like every other day you're like, you really are getting triggered. It kind of feels like an emotional roller coaster, because it's like, we're good, we're not good, I'm angry, I feel like this person should have. And we get all up in our head of believing how we think that a person should act. And really, a soulmate twin flame relationship is teaching us unconditional love, teaching us surrender, teaching us forgiveness, teaching us perseverance, all these really difficult spiritual lessons that are really difficult. So this is the energy. So now I want to look in and want to say, what transpired to bring out these two paradoxical energies? What has transpired here? Hangman. So I'm kind of feeling like someone's just sitting around waiting, trying to look at things from all different views. And this could be because someone's insecure, and I'm kind of feeling like it's not the person that's tuning into this video right now. I feel like it's the person that you're connected to. The person that you're connected to is kind of just sitting around, kind of waiting. And maybe you're also sitting around waiting. You're sitting around, kind of feel like you're both sitting around waiting to see what the other person is going to do. And this is Four of Pentacles attachments. So it's almost like, with this energy, it's almost like I feel like the person that you're attached to is not really planning on doing anything, because they're more attached to their beliefs of how it should be, like that they're attached to their belief that maybe you should chase them. They're attached to, again, a belief that maybe getting into a relationship right now isn't good for them. There's a sense of, again, this person is holding on to the way what their belief is and how they believe that they think that it should go. And I feel like there's a lot of ego here. And this could be with both parties, to be honest with you, because I'm kind of feeling like a stalemate, kind of like neither party is going to move. But right now, I just see someone that's kind of trying to get a different perspective, like, meaning I'm trying to pick up clues. Are you going to do something? Are you going to come near me? What's going to happen? And this attachment, like, but again, like holding on to like holding on to like the past too, maybe like what someone did in the past. Like, I feel like you hurt my feelings, you should come and talk to me. I feel like you did a lot of things that you should be the person that comes and talks to me. So obviously these people are not talking, because we have a fanatical and we have permissive, two different energies, but there is love there. There is a desire to make it work, but it seems like neither party wants to make a move. This is two unhealed people right here. This is what it is. It's like, I'm not going to make a move. I don't want to show my feelings. I'm attached to how I believe that it should be. I have hurts. Well, I have hurts too. And when you have energy like that, it's like I said, you're in a Mexican standstill. It's like no one's doing anything. You're in gridlock. Let's see. And then the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, Destiny, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, but I also kind of feel like, in spite of that, no one's doing anything, if not both of you, one of you, and I feel like it's the person, again, that's attached to you, the person that's tuning into this video, like, thinks it's already going to work out, that they don't really have to do anything, that they can like just figure it out, which is really kind of like irritating energy, because it's like no one wants to be with a person that shows that they don't really care. It's, again, is attached to their ways, and it's just sitting around waiting for maybe you to do something or what you're going to do. And when they're not doing anything, but they still think that it's going to just work out. It's destiny that it's going to work out. that is moving forward. In their mind, to me, they're a little delusional. But a lot of times in soulmate twin flame relationships, that when they're not healed, there's such an intense attraction that a lot happens in the 3D, a lot happens in the etheric layer of our being. And what that means is that, you know, it's our thoughts and our emotions that create, right? We're only in physical form to learn and to manifest. Again, because we actually see what we manifest. But really, energetically, we can feel when a person's tapped in to us. We know when someone's around us energetically. We know when someone loves us. And what I'm feeling, like I said, is both parties know that there's love here, but they're not talking. There's problems. So it's, again, a lot is happening in the etheric layer, but nothing has happened in the physical. And that's because two parties are not budget. So it's almost a really ironic energy, because it's soulmates, twin flames. They can't really control how they feel. Like, yes, we can say, I don't want to be with you. But then what happens is, then a lot of times you think about it, you miss that person. And it's almost like we can't control it. We can try and control it, but you can't shut off who you love and care about, or that magnetic, you know, attraction that soulmate twin flames have. So this is saying that we have two parties here that need a lot of healing. And we know this also because there's extremes here. It's, again, and a lot of times the spiritual lesson would be codependency. Make sure that codependency, you don't wind up in a codependent relationship, because it's, again, because this relationship a lot happens in the 3D, the emotional realm. It's like both parties know that there's love there. It's just one person is used to not giving anything, not doing anything, and the other person is usually a doer. And then it winds up looking a lot like a narcissistic, an empath relationship, where one person has all the energy and the other person doesn't. So I believe that you, the person that's tapped into this video, is the highly sensitive person, the empath, and is saying, well, I already know what this looks like. And though I love this person, I'm not going to be in a relationship like this. So either you come in correct or don't come in at all. And so I feel like both parties think that the other is going to budge. And so this is kind of like playing like chicken. I'm feeling like that game chicken a lot. Like, you're going to move, you're going to cave before I do. And I feel like a lot of times relationship won't even work out because pride. It's, again, which is a spiritual thing. Now this one kind of felt, again, coping. Yeah, like coping, which is, again, 7 of Wands. And as you can see, this guy is jumping over sticks. He's coping. It's like defend yourself bravely and successfully, cope with all obstacles. So it's, again, like the person says, no, I know you're being strategic. I know what you're doing, and I am not going to cave to that energy. And I'm actually feeling that both parties are saying this right now, which is, again, what's going to push this relationship to not working out, because that's what happens over time. But that's why they say that there's a fine line between love and hate. It's like, you're not going to do the right thing. You know what the right thing to do is. Where I kind of feel like this person that is, again, the permissive energy that is used to the person coming in and chasing them, you know, is going to be like, again, very sorry, because this person is not going to come in for them at all. It's like they feel like they should, that you love me, you care about me, doesn't really matter what I did. There's just a lot of, again, permissive energy. Like, this person is not taking responsibility for how they've treated you, again, how they, or any of it, is almost like, I I'm gonna like throw out a little like like line with a little tiny like cracker on it, and I expect you to jump like you're starving for it. And really it's like, because that person again that's permissive does not show emotion, so they have a very hard time showing emotion, so they have a big ego, and they'd rather play a lot of games to get you to come in. And I feel like you're not really giving the person games, but you're not budging. You're like, I'm not going, but you're still thinking about this person. And so that's where this person that you're connected to has power, because they're not going to change emotionally. And so you're like, I want them to change emotionally. I feel like I should see passion. They're like, I'm just going to cope and, and deal with it. And hang around and see what you do. Because I just kind of feel like it's going to work out regardless. And so what happens? Because this is irritating me right now. I'm like annoyed. I'm annoyed now. Gosh, I can't get that card up. Ugh. Okay. Wouldn't be reading without dropping a few. Okay. I would like to see what this person does, or what happens. I should say, what happens. King of Wands, reverse leadership. So that person's not going to do anything. They're going to just sit there and again, and wait. What are you going to do? Five of Cups, melancholy. So I think that you may be sad or about it, or maybe it's you that's not going to do anything, and the person that you're connected to is sad about it. But I kind of feel like you are sad about it. I'm not going to lie. I think you're disappointed. You thought that this person was better than that. I don't really feel like you're disappointed that the relationship won't work out, because you never entered into a relationship with this person, so they weren't able to hurt you. It's almost like nothing happened. It's like, so no one was hurt. And so it was like almost like a opportunity missed on their part. And that's the way I feel like you see it. You're like, the opportunity is missed on your part. You were not a leader. And and I'm sad, because for a long time I thought you were. I think I fell in love with a made up fictional character, is what I'm feeling in my head, because I thought that you were better than that. I thought that you were, again, like a leader. And King of Wands is someone that takes charge. And then I feel like, again, moving on. You're moving on. And the reason why is because, again, that this person, again, just didn't want to change. And sometimes we wind up in a relationship where, again, we feel like it's so simple for our person to give us what we're asking for. All this person was asking for was, show me that you care about me. Put in some effort. It's like, and this person was like, I can't do that. The way that I'm going to express the way that I love you is the way that I express that I love you. Is the person wrong? I don't feel like the person is wrong, because it's, again, you always have to be true to yourself. But I do believe that if you're being brought together with someone that has complete opposite energy and you love this person, then maybe Spirit wants you to like integrate some of their energy. And what I do notice from the two characters in this story is that, again, one is fanatical, so one is really passionate, one's very emotional, and one's permissive. So it's, again, not that I feel like this person doesn't have any emotions, but they're more mental. They're like, I'm not going to be all emotional and crazy about it. I'm going to be really chill about everything and try and look at everything from a strategic and mental perspective and not get my emotions involved, which means that they handle things differently. But maybe it means when we get hooked up with our opposite, that happens to be a twin flame soulmate, that we're supposed to, again, integrate a little bit of their energy. Maybe we need to, when we get triggered, we need to, instead of saying, you need to, again, show me, again, be more passionate, maybe we should try and look at things from a more mental standpoint. And maybe our twin should learn to look at things from a more emotional standpoint, because that will make the relationship a lot stronger. Let us understand who each other, and it creates more balance in our lives, not just within the relationship, but in our lives as a whole. Now I want to see, what does your person have to say to you? Playing games, gaslighting. So it's, again, that which this is, again, what the person felt like, you're permissive. And then and so you're like gaslighting. You're playing games, you're gaslighting. So, I mean, I don't think that that's what your person would want to say, but I think that that's relevant, because a lot of times when a person isn't opening up their heart, it doesn't mean that they don't love. It's, again, this person isn't just wants to control, because they think that love is more about control and about tricking. But as I said, this made me nervous, because when we see these two different energy, we see empath and narcissist, and gaslighting is what narcissists do. So like I said, this could be a blessing in disguise. Like, I feel like you kind of dodged a bullet with this person, to be honest with you. I want to just pull one more from this, and I'm just gonna pull from wherever. I am focused on karma clearing, and I also feel like, because of all their bullshit, they have a lot of karma that they're dealing with. Part of the reason why I feel like they weren't pursuing you as much as they also could have, because it's, again, this person deals with a lot of their nonsense the same exact way. So I'm sure, like, they're a master at dealing with their life in this way of holding on attachment, again, to their ways, only their ways, and coping with other people's emotional, when people say, like, again, project their emotional, like, feelings of how they're treating them, they deal with it. They don't really care. They're like, they can go with it. It's almost like a game to them. So now they're like, oh, well, I'm just focusing on myself, almost. Any last minute advice? I think this person's a jerk. It's making me mad. And I feel like, again, if you're tuned into this video and you resonate with it, then, like I said, I feel like you dodged a bullet, because it's, again, I feel a lot of narcissistic energy there. And it's, again, where a person just doesn't want to grow up. Person likes having things their way. And like I said, we can really be connected to someone on a soul's level that's like this. But understand, a lot of times we are getting a person that needs healing. And you might say, well, you're a mirror of who and what you attract, but I'm not that person. You might have the same wounds as that person. And that person now is triggering you by doing that. And that's bringing out your wound. And so I believe that a lot of times that is why, again, you're getting a person, not so much that you match their energy, or you might have, you have the same karmic blocks, you have the same shadows, which the shadows of shame, shadows of betrayal, shadows of hurt, shadows. So we get partners that teach us how to integrate that. But we have to be present, we have to be balanced, we have to learn. And what this person, you, again, if take it as it resonates, so it could be your partner, but I'm really feeling this, the person that tuned into this video, learn their lesson already. They were like, I already know what this is. I know what this is, and I'm waiting for this person to give more, and they're not. So being that they're not, you're not the right person for me. is what I'm feeling. One last card out. Um, energy. Yeah, like you decided to give your energy to yourself. Um, and to using the energy for yourself, you're able to, break away from this. Reconsider. I don't really feel like you'll reconsider that. There's something better. Um, and ask your angels. So I kind of feel like it would be ask your angels about the healing benefits of this relationship, because we always get spiritual gifts from going through really tough relationships and experiences with people that are challenging, and this is challenging. I think reconsider would be more or less like reconsider what you find attractive, reconsider what you feel comfortable, because this is a spiritual healing reading. And again, we talked a lot about the shadows, and again, of the two main energies that started this reading. It's again, you identify with someone that's emotionally non-intelligent because you grew up with someone that wasn't capable of showing their emotions. Maybe you need to again surround yourself with people that will express how they feel, and maybe you need to take a class on learning how to become more emotional intelligent yourself, so you can recognize when a person's going to give it to you. Don't keep trying to put the square peg in the circle hole. If someone is more of a mental thinker and you know that you need someone emotional, don't try to make them into what they're not. It's about accepting. And if you say, no, I really, really love that person, I can deal with it, then, and you still know that you're an emotional person and need that, then you need to get that, your emotional support from outside resources, instead of, again, trying to put the circle peg into the square hole. It's never works. And it's frustrating. And these relationships are never going to look perfect from the outside. And they require balance and patience. And this is why a lot of twin flame soulmate relationships don't work out, because they're difficult. And that's why you're getting someone that you're so crazy and passionate for, because no one would stick around to like actually learn and integrate anything spiritual. They'd say, this is too difficult, and this is painful, and this is frustrating, and I don't want to do it. But spirit brings us someone that we're like madly in love with and feels like home on one level, but then is such an asshole on the other token. And so it's, again, we need to learn that only God is perfect. Only unconditional love, which is God, is perfect. And that we all have that inside of us, but our twin flame soulmate teach us that, because again, they trigger us, but we still have this unconditional love for them. Now, if you resonated with this and you liked it, give me a like, comment. And if you'd like to learn more, then definitely smash that subscribe button. That helps me continue to do what I love. Until next time, be true to yourself, love yourself. I'll see you guys soon. Oh, and anything that you guys want to know about me or about booking a personal reading, you can find that all in the description box down below. Okay, down below you can find my website and everything else. All right, bye-bye.